What's up, y'all? This is the Back to the Boom Bap podcast, and I'm your host, Monev360. I have a very special guest on the show today. When I hear this man's beats, the word grimy comes to mind. I think of Griselda because he's worked with Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Westside Gun. I mean, he's also worked with Elzhi, Sky Zoo, Terminology. Like, I could go on and on. Flea Lord, 38 Special, Shay Noir, the list goes on and on. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome J.R. Swiftz to the podcast. What's up, man?
Peace, bro. Thank you for having me.
Peace, brother. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thank you for coming on the show. How you been doing?
Man, I'm good, bro. Blessed, maintaining, man. Just working. Like I said, that's what I can do, right? So just working.
Right. That's what's up, man. Good to hear you doing well. And when I see you cooking up on IG and everything, like, I'm always nodding my head to those beats that you're making, man. And like, when you do those kind of beats, when you're cooking up, is it mostly to test them out, or is it just to let us in on your process a little bit? What's your thoughts on when you do that?
Really, just a little bit of both, just to hear the vibes, get people feel like what I'm working on, because I'm always doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do for Griselda or Papoose, Elzhi, whoever. I might cook up a different vibe. I might cook up some West Coast vibes. I might just want my people just to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Just get a little bit of feedback, and also, get a feel of like my process, but not too much. But just a little something, for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I love how you do that, because we be rocking out to it, and sometimes you'll put like, who do you hear on this, so like people can chime in and say who they would hear on that beat, So I think that's dope. Yeah. And have any of those beats that you have been cooking up on IG ever ended up getting picked up by rappers for one of their songs or anything?
Probably like later. Probably like end up being picked up later or something. Cause usually like I stopped going live a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I was allowing too many people into my process. But
yeah.
That I do cook up that y'all don't really hear. A lot of those do end up getting placed. Some joints might get placed, the joints that I cook up on live, so they might end up getting placed later. I remember I got a whole beat tape, my whole Corner Bodega beat tape. But 85% of that beat tape probably was placed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The joint I did for words. I did the Big Luca freestyle, the beat that was on the Corner Bodega beat tape actually ended up on Hitler 6. And then the joints I did for RJ Payne for if cocaine could talk, I think one of them joints. I had 3 beats that's on that project. So yeah, a lot of that beats on the beat tape on Corner Bodega, a lot of it was placed. So I have instances like that where I have beats getting placed.
Yeah, that's dope that you could just put out, you put out your beat tape and it just be like a, an advertisement, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is stuff that could possibly be your track if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Reach out, so that's dope. And being a producer, that's a special skill set. Like only producers understand, like, what all goes into it. Some people have it and some people don't, and you definitely have it. So what I wanted to know is, like, how long have you been making beats, like, in total, from when you first started?
You said how long I've been making beats?
Yeah, like whenever you first started.
Man, I'll be 32 this year. I've been making beats since I was like 12, 13. So
yeah,
for a minute, a long time, bro, long time. There's something that I know I wanted to do. Seeing like my pops work in his studio, seeing a lot of the guys that I was around for years just cook up, and I just drew interest to that. And then when I was able to get my hands on FL Studio at 12, 13, I was just making beats. I didn't know what I was doing. I just know this is what I wanted to do. So from about 12, 13 to about now, is you hearing the years of experience that I've been doing. So
yeah. So FL Studio was the first thing that you had started making beats on?
I forgot what number it was, but so this is like 2003. So whatever FL was.
Okay, that was like from the early days. Yeah, I don't even remember exactly what number it was back then, but yeah,
it might have been like 3 or 4. Not even like like that.
Most definitely.
And then it went from that to like using Reason, and then from Reason, it was like different DAWs I was using, like until maybe like 07, 08, I ran across a video, like a tutorial with Ski Beats using using Ableton. I was like, oh, this is like fire. So from then, 07, 08, I was just using Ableton. I've been using that ever since. Now I mainly use it for like mixing, because I use it live to cook up. But from Ableton, from 07 to about now is what I mainly use mixed with the live. So yeah.
Okay, so you mainly with Ableton now is what you use to make your beats and stuff.
Yeah. You can get super creative with that joint, man. From performances to mixing to whatever you decide to do. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, DAW out there. Next to that would probably be like Studio One.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, Studio One. That's the joint that Teddy Riley uses, right? And I think I've seen a tutorial, not like a tutorial, but where he was on there for like an hour or whatever, like demonstrating like how it works and stuff. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's one of the underrated DAWs to use, because everybody is using Ableton, Logic, FL, and of course Pro Tools. But
right,
Studio One is definitely one of those ones that's up there, in my opinion. It's like Cubase mixed with like Ableton mixed with, like, it's like a different, I don't know, it's like its own lane, but it don't get the love that it should, in my opinion.
Yeah. And like whenever you had first started making beats, like back when you were like 12 or 13, like who inspired you like to start making beats?
Man,
that you had heard
at that time. It was like nothing but like Virginian cats. It was like heavy Timbo, heavy Pharrell. Yeah, that was really the influences at that time. And then as I got older, it was like Swiss Beats, but more so Neo the Matrix. Was heavy fan of like Neo the Matrix. Still Pharrell, Timbo. I'm trying to think who else, man. The Individuals, they was part of Swiss Beats Camp. So.
Oh, okay. And I don't think I've ever heard of them. They're part of Swiss Beats Camp.
Yeah. This is like early on. This is like when Cassidy was like heavy.
Yeah.
And then from that, it was, like Knots, Dilla, and Black Milk. Trying to think, man. Like my influences: Dilla, Knots, Black Milk, High Tech, A-Rap music. These are the people that I listen to like now, like on a regular. But at that time,
like legends in the boom bap, beat making space, soulful type, whatever you want,
So those are people I listen to now. Those like kind of draw inspiration from everybody, and then just make put my own spin into it. So, but growing up, like I said, it was like Pharrell, Timbo, Neo the Matrix, so on and so forth.
And like, how long after you first started making beats was it when you felt like they were good enough to start letting your friends and like other people hear them?
Probably when I got to high school, man. Like, and even then it was still like cringy, but
yeah,
I was letting them hear like, this is what I made yesterday, whatever. Because I used to rap too. I used to MC, But
Oh,
I didn't like my voice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way it was sounding on the record. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I stuck to, to stick to production. But high schools when I was like, yo, check this joint out, whatever. But but what Kanye said, 5 weeks a day for 3 summers, like that's why I was literally locked in, just making beats. So that's how over time I just got better. But
right, practicing, continue to do it.
Got to. So high school is definitely when people started like listening. But when I felt like I arrived was probably like 2018. Like I found my sound. Like this is what J.R. Swift's sound is gonna sound like.
Okay, that's what's up. So then, do you remember like who the first person was, like in your family or like a friend that told you your beats were fire, and like first one was like, yo, this is dope, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like my OG, like in high school, like my OG, my homie Derek, he was older, way older. I was in my teens. He was already in his 30s already. So that was like my OG. One of the ones I was like, yo, keep doing this, keep doing your thing, whatever. And then over a period of time, it was like my cousin, so on and so forth, that was giving me the inspiration to keep doing what I'm doing. That's how I felt like I knew I was nice and doing the right thing with the music.
Right.
Early on, definitely like my OG Derek. They like my pops or whatever, but yeah, for sure, them guys, just like putting a battery in my back to keep doing what I'm doing today.
That's what's up. It's important for everybody to have that. You know what I'm saying? That they give you, because like you'll know it in yourself, but then to have it from somebody else to like, yo, this is dope. They give you that motivation to keep going. So
yeah, for sure. I think what we do as musicians, especially as producers, or even if you're a rapper, everybody feel like, especially like now, that I could do it, I could rap, I could make beats. And the sad part about it is like people just using it as a cash cow or
right.
To, change their situation, right? So it's like playing ball. Yeah, you can be nice, but are you the top in the state? Are you the top in the country? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then when you go to the collegiate level, are you even going to be that person on campus? You know what I'm saying? You may be averaging 20, 10, you know what I'm saying, 5 in high school. Are you going to still average those same numbers at the collegiate level? Or are you still going to average those numbers at the highest level in the NBA? So it's the same with music, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really play AAU balling, but musically I did the AAU, I played rec ball to get to, like, all right, now I make the school team. Now
right. You gotta be the best. You want to be the best at whatever that it is that you do,
Right.
Or
Exactly.
what's the point of even doing it?
Right. But if you're just feeling like, well, I'm gonna just take this opportunity and just feel like I could just use it to make money off of it, that's the frustrating part, like for guys like myself and others that enjoy music and just making it. Because
right.
If there was no money in this music, would you still be making it? Ask yourself. For me, yeah, because I wasn't even thinking about music or placements really at that time when I was coming up through the SoundCloud era and all that.
Right.
I was creating music, but I would still be doing it if there was no money involved, because this gives me a peace of mind. If you're just using it as a cash cow, then that's what I'm chasing.
Yeah, I really think that it's actually the people that love it the most that could be the most successful in it. You know what I'm saying? Because what if you're just trying to make money and try to follow trends and stuff like that, and it's all about that, I don't see how you can sustain a career in that way. It's got to be something that you love.
For sure, definitely for sure. But people are using it as a means of getting money. Like, oh, I'm gonna just do this. I can learn from YouTube, and you can learn fast. Like the way I came up, YouTube came later, but YouTube came out with 06. So you figure,
something like that, 05, 06. Yeah,
right. You figure that time when I started making beats, there's no tutorial. I had to learn like my way of using FL or whatever the case may be. There was no, really, I mean, it was a manual, but it was a manual how to make it sound like you. So
right.
now I could get on YouTube, mad tutorials, and then I could get nice, very quickly. Versus like me, it took over time to get better. So
yeah, and you learn, and like you said, like learning on your own. I mean, it's something about that instead of just like a tutorial where you finding out. In a way, it's like you find out somebody else's way to make beats. In a sense, when you sometimes when you watch certain tutorials, they're giving you like a formula,
That part.
So like once you felt like your music was good enough to for you to start really getting it out there, what are the first steps that you took to start the process of getting your beats heard?
Man, it could have been like doing like beat critiques, like when I was starting early on. Well, it was like a little bit later, probably like 2012, 13, somewhere around there. Elzhi used to do like little contests or whatever, using his drum kit. I used to be on there submitting beats, just to see like, okay, what you think about this? Or just anybody who just willing to listen. A lot of people doing like, send me beats. I do beat critique and critique your beats and see how they sound, what you can work on, so on and so forth. So I did a lot of those things and just kept following through, with it. So.
Did you do beat battles too? Like if it was like somewhere in your local area, like?
Yeah, I actually did. I did quite a few battles. My first battle was 2013 in Richmond. Shout out to Nova O.
Okay.
He had one of the first beat battles that I did actually. I mean, he was doing battles, but the first one I did. It was a dope night. It was a fire battle. Battled this dude from around the way named Solomon Crates. At the time, for a known talent, but Solomon Crates battled him, and then I battled on. Damn, it was another one because I was going to New York often to battle. Man, I forgot the name of the platform. Man, you gotta forgive me. I hope they forgive me, but.
Yeah.
I got a couple other people there. I met some amazing people there too. So yeah, I did come up in the battle circuit. I did the Master Machine. Shout out to Cass. He ran the Master Machine battles. It was like guest judges. The one I was there, I think Sadat X was there. Somebody was judging. It was like some known names.
Yeah.
So I came up in the battle circuit. So it was so many different things I was doing, man, from beat critiques to battling to just anybody that wanted to hear. Like, these beats gonna get heard by somebody. Yeah,
that's what's up. That's what it takes, And the thing I noticed about beat battles is like, it'd be dope to win them, but even just going, I mean, it's a networking opportunity, Certain beat battles that I've been in, I've been able to meet people, and you meet people that want to buy beats from you, even at a beat battle. I've had that happen too, so that was a dope thing,
I would say this: a lot of people that I've battled, I'm probably the one that came out most successful. Now that I think about it, because a lot of people that I battled throughout the years, it's probably me and my man Aesthetic. Because he used to battle a lot too. A lot of people that, I'll probably say Flame Emoji too, because I battled Flame Emoji. A lot of people I'm just thinking about throughout the years that when I was still coming up, who was still doing anything, and a lot of them either don't do music no more, or maybe they just never popped in their own way. But
it's an interesting thing how it works out like that sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of them dudes never find their lane or they what works for them, or maybe their wages didn't work. But probably the most accomplished out of the group of people, besides like my main aesthetic, flame emoji and stuff like that. But yeah.
And like, how long was it from like that initial time when you started grinding and letting everybody hear your beats and all, going to the beat battles, beat critiques, to when you got your first major placement?
Man, it was just years of that, bro. So my first placement was 2018. So that was Westside Gun and Benny on the Big Luther freestyle. So you feel when I was 13, so it was that 2004. So it's from 2004 to 2018. That's a big,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
14, yeah.
So you
15
feel,
years, yeah.
you feel all of years of grinding, beat critiques, submitting beats, getting my mixes somewhat, or learning how to mix, getting them decent, learning new ways to produce, so on and so forth, all those years to get to that first one. And actually had a battle, how that came about with the first placement. I had a battle the night before, and then I had to go back to Charlotte. I was living in Charlotte for a minute. So the next day, West was looking for beats or whatever, and my man actually screenshot the post and sent it to me, and I went to his post, Westside Gun post, and he was like, yo, this is my email, and I ended up sending him like 6-7 beats, and ended up getting picked. He picked like 2 joints, but one ended up, getting used for Big Luther freestyle, and then one ended up being Vino D for Conway later on. So that's how that turned out. But it was years before I even got my first joint. Yeah. That's
dope that you said that, because it just goes to show that like there's no such thing as an overnight success. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put the work in. It takes time. You gotta be patient. So like,
the faster you get it, the faster you come into success, the faster it will lead for me. And the thing about it too, if you gain success, you got to still maintain that success as well. Just because I got my first break, how you going to build off that momentum? What are you going to do from that momentum? If you just like, you know what, I'm good here. I got my first little placements. I got my, I'm making a little bit of money off it. How you going to capitalize off of your momentum from the music? And I think a lot of people kind of get stuck like that, and they end up falling off due to their own doing, because they they didn't follow up with our plan, so to speak.
Right. And your style of beats, it goes so well with the sound that Griselda has established for themselves. So like, the question I had is like, how did you initially get linked up with them? Was it from that first time when you got the when Westside Gun picked your beats?
Yeah, it started from that, and then I linked up with Conway through Flea Lord. They had posted a picture together, and I was like, yo, it'll be dope to have y'all on a record. And I remember I was at work one time, he had called me, he was like, yo, I made that happen for you, basically. That's how the Broken FEMA record came about. And I sent him a batch. He was like, yo, bro, we gotta work. I sent him like 10 beats. And he was like, yo, I like all these joints. So he paid like 7 or 8 for the 10. But so we did EIF, the first track on Full 3, EIF, and then I did Riches in the City. Then later on in the year, 2019, I did Vino D. Yeah, on Look What I Became? Yeah, Look What I Became album. So that's how that came about.
And so like, are you like officially signed to Griselda as one of their in-house producers? I mean, like, cause it sounds like you like you fit so well with that team, the way your beats sound and how they, even like how Derringer, it fits together,
Right now, I won't even say I'm an in-house. I just work, closely with them. Whenever they need joints or whatever. Of course, I send them beats anytime. But now I won't say I'm an in-house producer. They got their own in-house. That's the Heartbreakers. That's Conductor. That's Conductor, Monk, and Danny the Flair. That's their in-house producers. But now I'm not an in-house producer at all.
Okay. Yeah, and I also want to talk about some of your other placements. Like you work with somebody that is like the dope MC to me, Elzhi. On the 7 Times Down, 8 Times Up album. How did that collaboration come about?
Through the DM. That's it. Cause I tell people this all the time. Like Elzhi was my first placement, but we didn't have any records out. Like, so I'm hearing the demos, but it was not out on wax. So, but Wax ended up being like the first official placement. But I actually talked to Elzhi first, and I sent him like me making the beat on on video or whatever.
Yeah.
And I sent him the video in the DM, and he read the joint. I didn't think he was gonna read it. Went through my whole page at the time. And he was like, "Yo, this dude actually fire." So he gave me his number, and I called him. We was building for like a good hour, and gave him his flowers. It's still surreal just thinking about it. But that man, his flowers, built with him, and I sent him like mad joints. He was just building from that. Those songs were supposed to be like Lucy's. They all supposed to be singles at first, and then
because you did almost like the whole album, right? Like
I did the whole album.
The whole album, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was his idea. He was like, "Yo, let's do a whole project." He took a chance on somebody that was relatively not known. So shout out to him for that. And it turned out a crazy project. Like some people will probably argue that's probably his best project after working with Doug. Respectfully.
Yeah.
But it depends who you ask. Some people still haven't heard the album. Some people like, nah, this is probably his best work or one of his best works for sure.
Yeah.
But it depends who you ask.
Yeah, I think it was really dope what you said of like, of how you got up with him. You just DM'd him. I think a lot of times people just like they don't realize that it could be just as simple as just asking, just put your ask somebody, yo, hey, I got this. What check out this beat, like what I'm saying.
Yeah, it depends how you do it though.
Yeah, if you do it in the right way, like
it's still a very hit or miss situation because you never know if this person even want to respond. So they might have 50,000, 70, 100, 500,000 followers. Like whole DM, the DMs go to the request folder if they don't follow you. So they might have 100 plus DMs from random people or comments or whatever. It's like, what is the odds of me trying to, work with this guy? That's like me, right? I want to work with 50 Cent, and I know 50 about to start working on music again.
Yeah.
50 got 28.3 million followers. The odds of me getting my DM seen is like me hitting the lotto. You know what I'm saying? So, something like that.
And you also work with another of my favorite lyricist, Skyzoo, on his album called All the Brilliant Things. How did you get linked up with Skyzoo?
Well, I knew Sky for years actually. Okay. I'm part of a group called Elzhi. Me and my man Cordova. He actually was working with Elzhi before. Skyzoo. Before him and Nas started working. So he had a joint called, I think it's called That Knock or something like that, produced by this dude named Griselda. They had a record that, featured Skyzoo on it. He linked. He was like, yo, for our album, I'm gonna get Skyzoo on the joint. And then once that happened, started paying attention more and more. and I was able to see what he did, with Barrel Brothers and Theo versus JJ, and any other albums that he had throughout the years. And then I went to Boston. Forgot what year. I think it's my 23rd birthday, so whatever year that was. So I was performing, and I performed that record, and he just so happened to be there because this is, matter of fact, the year that Apollo Brown and Skyzoo did that project. It's the year that.
I got that joint. That easy. What's it called? The Easy Truth. Yeah.
Yeah, that project.
Skyzoo and Apollo Brown.
Yeah, so that was that year. I guess that was that year because I seen Skyzoo came through like the little door, or whatever, and it was so ill because I got this on film too. So I was performing. I had Apollo Brown pull up on stage because I was killing it on stage. I might repost that on my IG too. But
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I was killing it on stage, and people was coming up. My man Cyrus, who threw the event, he came up on stage first and dapped me up. Was like, "Yo, what up, what up?" And then Apollo Brown came up on stage to give me love too. So it was dope. So that's, throughout the years building with Sky, and then just seeing him more and more and just building. Then he ended up having a phone call. He was like, "Yo, I got this idea. Can you, cut this joint for me?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So ended up making that happen just through a phone call. And that's my brother. I could text him, "Yo, bro, he dropped a new single. I can play, bro, this is fire. Like, yo, I'm excited for the project that's about to come out, so on and so forth." Yeah, so having those real relationships too as a producer works a lot in your favor,
Right.
You have a lot of people that say, you don't have any friends, or a lot of these things in this business is very transactional. It can very well be transactional, but when you have those real relationships with those real organic people, those people you want to spend most of your time with, because they view you more than just music. They view you as, "Yo, you a dope person. Like, let's build."
Yeah, like a real friendship. It don't have to. Everything don't have to be just business related all the time. Like,
Very, very exactly. So that's how we started out, working. Yeah.
And like in your IG posts where you're cooking up, is that your home studio that you're in when you making those beats and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. That's a lot of investments, man. A lot of investments. You don't need much to get the job done, man. I've seen people with $1,000 studios, and respectfully, the beats still don't be up to par.
Yeah.
For the longest, I was getting busy with just my Samsung laptop and some headphones. I sold everything. I had a machine. I had a machine too. MK2.
You had a machine too?
I had a machine, MK2, but I didn't like the workflow of it. So I basically turned it to, like, at the time I had like the MPDs. So I basically turned a $600 drum machine into an MPD. And I felt like I was wasting this potential. I'm like, yo, I spent money on this. I'm not even using this to full potential. So I ended up selling it, and then just start using my typing keyboard that's on my laptop to make my beats for a long time.
Yeah, it's all in the mind of the producer. I mean, like, all I got is a laptop. I use FL Studio and a laptop, and I make boom bap beats. So I mean. You
don't need a whole lot to create music, right? It's all about your ear. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could take what I'm doing now and just use, just a laptop and just create music. I mean, will it take me longer? Probably. But, I'm still able to do the same thing because the sounds that I would pick for my live, I would pick the same sounds on if I'm just using the typing keyboard. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about sound selection. So
yeah. So the MPC is that the MPC Live that you you use when you're on IG and stuff?
Yeah. It's the first edition. The first NPC that I actually got was the NPC Renaissance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
like I know I said like 12, 13, I was making beats, but if you want to be technical, it was really six. I was really 6 years old making the beat because my pops had equipment in the studio in his
Oh, okay.
house. They had the NPC. I was about to say live NPC 2000. The
Yeah.
first started naming the XL, so I was messing around with that, and I was like, okay, well, this is too advanced, whatever. So then I went to FL, Reason, so on and so forth. So around
Yeah.
like 2012, 2013, when the car was trying to jump into that realm where Native Instruments was with the first machine,
Mm-hmm.
a couple years later, they did the Renaissance and the studio. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to get this right here. Like, I don't even want the studio. It was the Renaissance, the studio, and then the NPC Fly, like something from the iPad, something like that. But they ain't do
Yeah. And
So
then live was after that, right? What after whatever after the fly or whatever.
nah, it was the Studio Black, and then the Live,
Oh, okay.
and then that's when you got like the Live 2, then the X, and now they got the NPC Beats, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So my first MP was the Renaissance, 2012, 2013, 2014, one of them years, and then years later I got the Live. I've been on the Live ever since. So it need to tune up now, man. Like I gotta get new pads, I gotta get a new casing, new buttons. You need a whole makeover. So I'm gonna spend some money on it and get it right.
So the one that you got is like the first live that they put out, or okay.
Yeah, I mean I've seen somebody that had the NPC Live too. Speaker wasn't that crazy to me, so I'm like, I'm not about to spend. You know, I think now it's like at $1,000. I'm not spending another $1,000 just to have a speaker.
Right, like if it doesn't have too much new features than the last thing that you're working with, like what's the point? Like,
like you just paying for the speaker. Like if you don't want to get monitors, like I don't, everybody's situation is different, right? So
right.
Having monitors in an apartment is crazy unless the walls is like super thick, but
yeah,
a lot of times you can't have monitors in an apartment because it's gonna be rattling.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much of a disturbance. So your neighbors is
exactly. So I mean, if you got the NPC Live too, you can use the speaker and get busy with that, but you still gotta mix. You still gotta, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, what are 3 things that related to your music production that are must-haves in your studio?
Each of my farts like bug keyboard, something like that, or
yeah, like as far as just like actually making the music, like your drum machine or your DAW, or like anything that involved with like actually making the music.
3 things definitely for me. I like still playing bass line, so keyboard for sure. Definitely gonna need a computer with a DAW. I mean, you don't necessarily need an NPC unless you're trying to go DAW-less.
Yeah.
Computer, or maybe strictly NPC. Maybe you want to go DAW-less, so NPC or laptop, and monitors for sure. Like, well, I mean, I guess this will be a half thing too. So monitors or headphones, depending on your little situation. I feel like those are the essentials for just your basic needs. I don't think you need like a $1,000 keyboard and you need this and this. I don't think you need all of that to create music. I think most it just I gotta have this perception like, man, I need this. Nah, you really don't. Like, I don't need a MPC 3000 or MPC 60 or ASR 10 to do what I'm doing now. It'd be
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, in this day and age, it's not beneficial. By the time you've cooking up a beat on this antique drum machine or antique keyboard, I done made 3 or 4 beats already. I was talking to my mans about this yesterday. I was like, yo, I will only use an antique keyboard or drum machine just to run sounds through it and then run it back out. I'm not about to make a beat on here because it's gonna take way too long. I mean, the process probably be dope. You know, you getting that.
Yeah, as far as the quality of the music will be dope, but like, yeah,
the process is gonna take forever. But yeah, just keyboard, laptop, monitors. Those are your basic needs. Everything else just completely up to the producer.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Because like you said, like whether you use a DAW or if you use hardware or if you use both, and then just headphones or speakers so you can hear the mix, and that's all you really need.
That's all you really need. Yeah, I think people overcomplicate things for no reason.
Yep. So what's your process when making beats? Like, do you start with the drums first, or do you start with the sample first? Like, how do you go about it as far as that goes?
9 times out of 10, I'm probably looking for a sample first. But I try to switch it up. Now I'm trying to switch it up a little bit more. Start with the drums first, and because I don't know, like when you using a sample first and then finding the drums, depending how you do your patterns, the process might be a little bit stale. But
yeah,
the drums first and just creating a crazy pattern, then finding the sample, the chops be a little different. I don't know, it's just different. The process a little bit.
Yeah. Because sometimes if you find the sample first, then if you don't chop it, then if your drums, you kind of gotta follow the drums and the sample sometimes, like right. if you kind of locked into that. But if you start with your drums first and then if you chop the sample or not, it can still work better that way sometimes. It just all depends though. That's interesting though.
It definitely depends, but like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably finding the sample first and then doing the drums. But like I said, now I'm trying to reverse that and try to do half and half.
Yeah. So you can, do it either way and not be, have one way that you do something all the time,
Yeah, for sure.
Good experiment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And what about the song making process? Like when your beat is done and you got a batch of beats, do you let artists pick from a batch of beats, or do you make your songs in the studio with them usually? Like, how does that work?
No, I'm usually emailing. I want to get back to going in the studio and vibing and picking joints or making something from scratch. But I feel like too, when there's a lot of people in there, I don't really get crazy creative. Like being on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I can't really, because I've done that before when I was working with Wes. He was like, yo, cook up right here on the spot. I'm like, man, I can't come up with nothing. And
that's understandable.
Yeah, it was another room. Once he was like, yo, I gotta finish this record. Let me do this verse. Go do what you do. So I back. So I went in the other room and I made like 3 or 4 joints. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about I guess being comfortable. But yeah, like I'd rather be in the studio with the artist than just, I got a whole bunch of beats, let me just email them.
Yeah.
I want to be able to add drops or if they're comfortable, send me the record, that way I can add drops and so on and so forth. What I try to do now is take acapellas and add drops like that, like do it like that way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awkward because or maybe it's not gonna be awkward. Maybe it gives the artist like another way to create and structure their song around the beat, because like it drops here, drops in different places. So that's another way to do things. If you're not gonna be in the studio with the artist, get like an acapella, like of somebody that you think could get busy on this beat, then do your little drops and so on and so forth.
Yeah. I think I can see, like, you know, what you're talking about. Like, sometimes in the studio it can be this, especially like if it's like a lot of people there or something like that, you know, you gotta be honed in, like with the just you and the artist, so you can be concentrated and focused, like while you're working, you know. And then I can see the other side too, where like if you send out tracks and stuff, it makes it convenient. Like, say, like if they, you know, yeah, like a long distance type deal or whatever, you know, or if they're on tour or something, they might could still work on something. You send the email, they can record it while they're, you know, in whatever studio they're in, not, you know, out of town or whatever, you know. So it can work both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And where do you usually get your drums from? Like, do you use like drum kits, or do you sample them from vinyl? Like,
man, everywhere, anywhere you can think of. You know, I mean, it could be, it's just from drums. You know, it could be from anywhere, man. You know, so wherever the inspiration is at, I might even record my own drums. It is, but you know, it depends on the inspiration. It's not where you're getting the drums from. It's how you make it sound like you.
Right.
How you tweak them, how you make it sound like, you know, because we could take the same drums. I could use some drums, and I use the same drums. It may not hit the same way because how, you know, the post production of it.
Yep. How you EQ your drums makes all the difference.
Exactly.
So that's the dope thing about it. It really doesn't matter where you get drums from. You know?
No. Like, you can get drums from breaks, and you know, and still don't have like that knock, because a lot of the drums from back in the day, how they record them and all that.
Right.
How you can make this drum sound full, or how you gonna take the kick from one drum break and the snare from another break, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna make it sound like one drum kit? How
right.
you make it sound full? So it's all about EQing.
Yep. And like speaking of breaks, I wanted to know from you, like, what would you say are like your top 5 break beats? Like, it doesn't matter if you sampled them before or not. Like, you know, just the ones that you just love. Like,
damn. I'm trying to think of this one joint, man. Because I first heard it from Black Milk, and he used on the intro. What's the intro? I forgot the name of it. It's I forgot the name of the break. Damn. But of course the Detroit Emerald joint.
Okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. You're getting a little too smart. Yep, that's a good one.
That joint, Get Out My Life Woman drum break.
Okay, yeah.
What's that? 2. The third one will be, I think it's Sugar something. I hear the break. It's so many of them. You know, you're good, man. It's so many breaks, man. Like, it's crazy. The Honey Dipper joint. So that's 4.
The Impeach the President.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 4.
And then the 5th one, I forgot the joint go. Let's go. Damn, but it goes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it. Who used that? It sounded like you're doing the one that was on that Ghostface song on the Supreme Clientele album. That's what it kind of sounds like, what you were just doing.
It might have been, man, and it's gonna kick me later. But there's so many breaks I be going through, man.
Yeah.
Name that name. Damn, man. Yeah, it's gonna get me later. So I'm like, yo.
Yeah. You think about them later. It's all good, man. Yeah, I know, cause like I said, it's a lot of them, you know. But that was dope though.
But to get out my life moment was crazy because listening to is it Eric B? It might have been Eric B. Hearing those breaks, like it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta highlight Darren to like, yo, I need them drums.
The breakbeat drums, man. You can do so much stuff with them, just like you were talking about, like taking a kick from here, a hi-hat from there, snare. Like you can build your drum pattern like that, or sometimes you can loop them, you know, because they just sound dope enough just to loop them and use them that way. Like that's why I love breakbeats. And how do you handle like samples as far as when you use them for beats? Like, do you have to get them cleared, or does the artist that picked the track deal with the clearances? How does that all work?
When it comes to like actual samples, the sample pack I believe is really on you. But if you're using like an actual sample, unless it's written in contract, that's up to the artist. You know what I'm saying? When you come into me or somebody else that sample based, you know what you're getting yourself into. So that's up to y'all to clear it. But if it's like a sample pack, that's really up to you. You do the splits and whatever terms and conditions it may be. Just highlight the other person and how we gonna split this, whatever. But yeah, actual samples is really on them, unless you state otherwise.
Has everything kind of worked out pretty well with you as far as like, had you ever used like someone's sample pack on a for a beat and everything, like when you reach out? It's been pretty.
I did. I did a few sample pack joints. They cool. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to, if the artist is looking for them, I'm not gonna say they don't draw inspiration. They definitely draw inspiration. I still use them now. I just try to move differently and smarter because, unfortunately, some people just get greedy.
Oh yeah. I can see how I can end up being that way. Like like once, like if a song blows up, then it's like, hey, like this is,
not even just
my
that.
piece.
Not even just that. Like, and I understand from a composer standpoint. Like, like you got composers that may feel like if it wasn't for the sample, you wouldn't have this placement. Right. And it's like how so? If you had a relationship or you're pitching a beat, how is a melody, you know what I'm saying, have anything to do with somebody getting something placed? But like I say, greed when it comes to the new business now that people trying to do, the greed actually killing it. That's why with sampling, it's like there's so many ways you can go about it. Some people like catch me if you can. Others like, let me go ahead and clear this. Shout out to TrackLib.
Yeah, yes. TrackLib.
You go on TrackLib and get that. And get that sample cleared. They got different categories. Category H, like your well-known samples. $1,500 to clear it. $500 for category B, $50 for category C. Yeah. And even with that, you can still negotiate. Like, hey, listen, I got it from here, so you can send me the money, and I clear it, whatever the case may be. So many ways to go about it. But when you're doing in the sample pack aspect, you got to bust down everything 50-50, depending on the composer. Because some people like, I don't want your bread, just give me co-production and a percentage on the back end or something like that. Or something. Right.
Everything
down the middle.
Yeah, I guess it's probably with even more like kind of involved if it's more than one person on the sample pack that put loops into it. So then you got different kind of splits going on.
And it's like, and that's again, that's the greed part. Like,
yeah,
we started to feel like, oh, we could get, if Beyonce picked this joint using our samples, everybody get a cut.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the greed comes in and play, and it's like, yo, I'm actually good. You seeing it now with a lot of these artists or producers that big name producers that's like, yo, I ain't really rocking with y'all loop makers no more or sample creators no more because y'all getting greedy. Like, I got that coming to me for basically placements for work because they consider this as a collaboration. And I was talking to my mans about this yesterday. Collaborating to me is like, I go to your crib.
Right, that's collaborating.
Right, yo, let's
work on something together. Like,
right, like let's start up. Let me do the draws real quick, or let me find a sample. Let me chop the sample up. Okay, you might add a bass line, I might add some keys. That's what I'm used to doing, like sending back and forth. Me and my mans, but now it's like you got a whole pack of composition that you could buy, and that's a collab.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it depends who you ask. They might feel like, yo, that's an easy cop out to get a placement. So others might feel like, oh, okay, well, it's happening with sample clearance. But there's a pros and cons to everything, Right. Yeah, you may not have to go through the hassle of getting it cleared. But it's like, damn, I'd rather go through the hassle. You're going to be a greed ball.
Yeah.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Okay, and I also wanted to ask you, who's someone famous in music that you met since you've been producing, and your name's been out there that you were starstruck when you first met them?
I don't really get starstruck, man, because I met a lot of OGs growing up through my pops. I met like Flavor Flav, Busta Rhymes, so on and so forth. So I don't really get starstruck. Probably the closest thing though might have been with like Elzhi. I don't know why it wasn't like that before. Like, I'm a man at the end of the day, bro. Like, so
yeah.
Probably like L, because L is like one of those unicorns, man. Like, you really don't see him online. If you know what I'm saying, like if you got his number, like even you could text him, call him, you might not hear from him for like days later. So he's one of those people, that started in contact with, but once you do, it's like, yo, you good? You're like, yeah, fam, I'm straight. How you? And then my man out of here again. But with him being in that, he's so private. Like, yo, I'm really on the phone because he's one of those people that everybody wants to work with or do a song with, let alone a project, which I was able to do is me, Crisis, me, and then Georgia and Mildred. So for us to really, for me, I think it means a lot more to me because I ain't really have a name really at all. So it means a lot to me, a lot more.
Right.
But for that to even happen, it was like, damn, he gave me his number off rip. I'm on the phone with this brother. Like, it was something like that. But when I met Wes and them, it was like, oh, I guess seeing people jeweled up was like, oh, these dudes are like on flyness. Okay, word.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was different on both sides. From super duper lyrical dude that's not really outside versus somebody like super high profile in the underground circuit.
Right.
So, yeah, it was really those two for real.
That's what's up, man. And like, you work with a lot of artists so far, and and some of the artists regardless of but who are some of the artists regardless of their genre on your wish list of people that you want to work with?
Probably won't happen because he about to throw a bid, but Tory Lanez.
Yeah, okay.
Like Tory. Oh yeah, like Ross, like Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, okay, yep.
I don't think, man. Probably like Elzhi for some reason. Like dude just
AZ
got
has been
that
been
fly
dope,
talk,
man. The
that
longest.
fly talk. Man, I had a list. Young and me. I think me and her would be crazy, but she don't really make music like that. But I think her. Oh, I'm tripping. Some R&B acts too. This dude named Devin Morrison is fire.
Okay.
Anderson .Paak.
Oh yeah, that's my dude right there. Yeah.
Malibu, Ventura is fire. I'm trying to think, man. It's not even coming to me right now, man. But it's quite a few people I want my rocking with. Just opening them doors, getting to them doors if possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, like Fab. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
quite a few people.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, man. You work with a bunch of great artists already, so so it can definitely happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like this is a non-related music question that I have for you. But for me and the other guys out there who don't have much facial hair, what's the secret to growing out a big beard like that?
I mean, it's really no secret, man. It's hereditary. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy you ask that, man. A lot of dudes be asking, like, yo, what's the formula? Like, ask your pop. Ask the grandfather. Like,
yeah.
Got a facial hair. Your pops got a facial hair. If not, then it's probably curtains. Like, for me, I love, like, shit, you probably older than me, right? So you still got your hair intact. I don't got no hair. I lost my hair at 22, 23. So, I started going bald at 16. I was seeing it in the corners. I'm like, dang, all right, so let me start wearing hats. But got older, started going back and back. And then that one day went to the barber and he was about to line me up and he's about to give me the Kobe. He put the clippers on top of my head. I was like, nah. Like, we not even about to play like that. So I was bald early, but the facial hair was just growing as I got older. So, I would say I might not have the biggest beard, but I definitely got one of the smoothest out there. Like, definitely on point. For sure, I don't play about my beard at all.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So I guess the hair from your head went away, but then it grew over the face.
My joint is down here. My joint is always like right here where my chain is at, man. So it was longer than this. I just cut it a couple months ago. Just being, when I moved. So where I'm at now, it was longer than this, but I wanted some change, man. So
yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on the podcast and being so gracious and dropping gems and everything, man. And like, so for all the people who want to get up with you for beats, for podcasts or whatever, like, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
Man, Instagram, of course. JR Swift on Instagram, JR Swift on YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube back popping again. You can email me at jrswiftmusic, MUZIK @gmail. For beats, DM for beats, whatever. Podcast, same thing. Email me for the podcast. So yeah, man, that's all type platforms. Not really on Twitter. I might let my Twitter go. But yeah.
Oh, you don't do Twitter too much?
It's wild, man. Like, I found myself.
Twitter got a lot of stuff going on, man.
I'm good. IG is I kind of control the narrative on IG. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, nah, not so much.
Yeah. You got a TikTok yet?
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do TikTok.
Yeah, man, gotta get on TikTok, man. You never know when you're gonna go viral.
Somebody told me I should. They was like, "Yo, you might go viral." I'm like, I might go viral from something else, not even for my music.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm good on the TikTok, bro.
That's what's up, bro, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. And, you know, much success to you this year, man.
Man, bless you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Peace.